ago, on Saturday to be precise, at exactly this time, we debated how Rahul Gandhi, during the recently concluded plenary session, claimed and professed that the Congress was the only party that can unify India. I doubted that claim on that particular day, fact-checking Mr. Rahul Gandhi on many points. Many people were very critical of me for being skeptical, for not rolling along in the grass that the Congress is cultivating around itself, suggesting today that it is no longer the party that represented a form of appeasement politics that was voted out in 2014. Today I can say with some confidence that I'm vindicated. In a shocking move that smacks of a divisive politics, Rahul Gandhi has endorsed a decision taken by the Karnataka Chief Minister to split, yes, to cleave, to divide the Hindu community down the middle. The timing of the decision suggests it is linked solely to denting the BJP's prospects. Here are the hard facts. Up front, as always, on this show, Rahul Gandhi plays the religion card for votes in Karnataka. The Karnataka cabinet declares Lingayats, a sect within the Hindu fold, as a separate religion. The move comes 2 days after the Congress Delhi resolution. On Saturday, remember, Congress President presented the party as India's only unifying force. But on Monday, that is today, at midday, the Congress resolved to divide the country over identity. How is that? How is that a unifying move? How is that an alternative model? We don't understand that. Those that will be speaking up for the Congress party today need to explain. Remember, this move is in stark contrast to Rahul's commitment. Speaking at the Congress plenary session on Saturday, Rahul claimed the Congress was the only unifying force that represented everyone equally. He stressed that word many times. Equally. It stood for everyone's rights. That's what he said. Sav Dharm Sambhav. That was his promise. He borrowed heavily from the Modi doctrine of Sabka Saath. And today, he plays a divisive hand. Listen first to what Rahul Gandhi said. Pay attention to his words.
देश में गुस्सा फैलाया जा रहा है, देश को बांटा जा रहा है, हिंदुस्तान के एक व्यक्ति को दूसरे व्यक्ति से लड़ाया जा रहा है। हमारा काम जोड़ने का काम है। ये जो हाथ का निशान है, यही एक निशान है जो हिंदुस्तान को जोड़ने का काम कर सकता है। यही एक निशान है जो इस देश को आगे ले जा सकता है।
That's what he said. This is the only symbol in the land. The symbol of the hand, the Congress hand. Haath, Sabka Saath. That's what he said. And look what he does. He preaches one thing and he practices quite the other. So we're asking some basic questions this evening. Some basic questions. Because this is not the first time that the Congress party has actually played a divisive hand. It accuses the BJP continually of doing so, and some of its critiques are justified. But in this particular case, when Rahul Gandhi told us that 1 year to 2019, his party under his leadership had turned a corner, that he himself was a Jani Udhari politician who had Hindu interests at the forefront. He goes out there to weaken the Hindu fold. Now we must ask, if the Congress truly claims that it is the party that unifies India, then why is it playing a divisive hand, diversive identity card politics that pits Hindus against Hindus, specifically in the state of Karnataka? I just want to throw this open. Nalin Kohli, national spokesperson of the BJP, with us. Dr. Fawad Halim of the left. Ram Mohan Naidu, member of parliament of the Lok Sabha from the TDP, also with us. Pawan Verma, senior leader of the JDU. Sabha Naqvi, senior journalist. Sanjeev Srivastava, a noted voice, columnist. And Dr. T.A. Rahmani, president of the Muslim Political Council of India. I want to begin first by asking Sabha Naqvi whether the Congress can truly claim today it's a unifying force by doing what it is doing in Karnataka.
Look, Rahul, on the Lingayat demand as such, any community, any section of a community has a right to mobilize demand, and as they have done so for a while in Karnataka. But I disagree with doing all of this around elections, because our politics is becoming too toxic. So all these things can be examined. You can go there. I mean, the slain Dr. Kalburgi had a very cogent and elaborate argument on why it should be done. There has been a movement in Karnataka, but I definitely feel these things should not be done on election eve. So that is, so to your answer about, I don't think,
no, I'm not talking about Karnataka.
All parties,
this is a larger issue.
Sabha
Naqvi, I don't care about what specifically was promised a year ago, 6 months ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago in Karnataka. We are looking at the larger principle. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress political resolution. The Congress political resolution paints the Congress as a unifying force, but it resorts to the politics that we have seen conducted by many others in many other different states of this country, and sometimes by the opponents of the Congress. Is he a credible voice?
No,
is he a credible
Rahul,
voice for change?
No. Look, right now I think Rahul Gandhi has some time to go before he gets some heft. But that's not how politics is going to play out. Politics is about incumbency, anti-incumbency, and we're going to have to see that.
Now why are we engaging with the particular? We'll come to the particular later. I'm looking at the national narrative. Today, the Congress party says we are the only alternative to the BJP's divisive politics. The plenary session captured the headlines not because of the banalities of its economic resolution, but because of the pointed attack, the visceral attack on the Bharatiya Janata Party for its divisive politics. So today I'm asking you, can the Congress credibly say that it truly represents every Indian when it plays coarse, polarizing, divisive politics such as this, Sabha Naqvi? Let's come on, let's be frank and honest today.
First of all, Rahul, on the principle of this, in the way you are articulating your argument, any assertion of any identity of caste, you will call divisive.
This is not
I
caste.
don't feel this should happen in an election season.
This was done.
But I think when Dr. Ambedkar converted to Buddhism,
as far back
if there was 24-hour television, you would have called it divisive.
4 months ago, at the height of the Gujarat campaign, Patels were pitted against Patels. The idea is to fracture, divide the Hindu vote bank. Sanjeev Srivastava, why are we running around the bush?
No, and
it's a fact. Sanjeev Srivastava, let me bring him in before I open this out further. Sanjeev Srivastava, I want to ask you, it's about not allowing a cohesive Hindu vote bank to develop, because the seeming narrative is that it helps the BJP. So let's get in there, divide the Hindus. It was done in Gujarat, Patel versus Patel. Now, it's a Lingayat faction versus another Lingayat faction. It's Lingayats versus Hindus.
See, Rahul, yes, one should in principle not play divisive politics, but I think this is like Sabha was saying, this is identity assertion. So you think it is, one can condone for political reasons Hindus being pitted against Muslims, like you saw in the last leg of the Gujarat campaign, what the Prime Minister and his party was trying to do all through, that calling Ahmed Patel a Pakistani agent, Manmohan Singh a traitor to the cause of India by meeting Pakistani leaders. So you can play the Hindu-Muslim card, but you can't divide the Hindus. See, in election time, what the Prime Minister said in Gujarat will also not be held against him today, because in election time, people and political parties especially, they work towards winning elections. So when you are trying to formalize a strategy, and if you are trying to divide the Lingayat vote, I don't think any heavens are going to fall.
But you see the hypocrisy, don't you?
It is an election strategy.
But you see the hypocrisy.
The purpose.
So morality goes out of the window.
Yes.
And your promises are also then
See, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the Congress party's main task is to defeat the BJP. The BJP's main task is to come back to power, and through legitimate political means.
So for scoring victories, and I'll tell you,
donkeys, years, donkeys,
in just
decades.
a few moments,
You know,
I can tell you, Jay Mrug, our in-house cephalogist, is crunching the numbers. We alerted him to this prospect about 2 hours back, and it's been quite an onerous task, and he's going to tell you exactly how many seats the BJP will lose in just a few moments. He'll be with us. We'll connect with him in about 15 minutes. He's going to give us a very, very detailed account of how this move to win the elections by dividing a community is going to help the Congress.
Mr. Yadurappa.
No, let me bring in Nalin Kohli. Identity assertion.
Yadurappa, despite...
I'm coming to you, Mr. Pawan Verma. I'm coming to you. Let me give in the BJP first.
Answer after the...
Let me give in the BJP first. They have a right to respond. Give me 30 seconds, sir. Please. Mr. Nalin Kohli. Mr. Nalin Kohli, all is fair when identities are asserting themselves. It's okay. Big deal. So tomorrow, by rights, if the Hindus want their Ram Mandir, that's an assertion of an identity and a demand. So let's build it. It doesn't matter if we roughshod over minority interests. It doesn't matter, because you see, the elections are upon us and we are there.
Mr. Shivshankar, I think let's begin with a comment on Mr. Rahul Gandhi, because you have for a long time dwelled on what you have called hypocrisy in terms of the gap between what Rahul Gandhi says and what he practices. Actually, in some senses, one wonders whether his model really has been the Arvind Kejriwal model, and one doesn't know who has evolved to become who or who has devolved to become who. Because Mr. Rahul Gandhi's entire thing is about just spit and run, a scoot and run, that kind of thing. Say something and it's a politics of convenience. The fact of the matter is he's trying to manufacture a mandate. It's evident that he's a manufactured leader, because he talks about design of leadership. He doesn't talk about leadership coming from the ground and all that. So he's trying to manufacture something in Karnataka. And he probably needs to manufacture, because the performance of the government there is abysmal. This is a city where people have died on potholes, and the minister there has bluntly said it doesn't matter. You have water bodies that are more like foam and chemical driven bodies. You have fires that you see coming out of chemicals being spewed into the rivers there. There's lack of governance. So just few months before the election, if they need to bring something to divide society, it just confirms that this was a non-performing government. Now, with regard to the issue itself, the Lingayat issue, they have manufactured a committee. Each member of the committee was known to have a position favoring it. So therefore, in effect, this Nagadas committee essentially has only gone ahead and been brought together to give light to something that they wanted done. It's not a fair committee in that sense. Now, this may open up legal challenges.
It should also, the demand
the question
existed.
to be asked is also,
Mr.
where
Kohli,
have they taken the
demand existed, says
well, the basic
Mr.
point.
Srivastava. It existed.
Sure.
So what's
I think
the big
Sabha
deal?
makes a fair point that at the end of the day, in society, there may be demands from different segments.
Okay.
But whatever happens, you can't ignore the timing.
You can't ignore the timing.
Political
Pawan Verma,
will behind it.
It's
you
not
can't
the first time.
Ignore even the political objective that it sought to see.
Okay.
And the
Congress says
hypocrisy of the
unifying
Congress
force,
party in
then
pretending
explain
to be
this.
something that it never was.
Not
They
just
divided the
Lingayats
country in
given separate
1947.
religious minority
So why would they not
tag,
want to
demand for
divide the
separate
country
state
in
flag in Karnataka.
2017-18?
So pitching Kannadigas against the Indian mainstream. Then you have a situation where Hindi signboards at Bengaluru's metro stations were blacked out. So basically you're pitting Kannadigas now along linguistic lines against settlers who have come in from Hindi-speaking states. This is not the sign of a party that believes in unity in diversity, Mr. Verma.
Rahul, let me say that I am against all divisive politics. That includes the Congress and the BJP, and I'll elaborate the whole thing in 1 minute. First of all, let me tell you that in order to criticize the Congress party for what it has done with the Lingayat community in Karnataka, I'm afraid you are showing a fairly substantive ignorance about Hinduism itself. Hinduism is a grand umbrella. It has an assimilative genius which has made it Sanatan. It has existed for 5,000 years holding within it sects which are opposed to each other but unified by the grand vision of Hinduism. If you think that by granting Lingayats the status that they have been granted in Karnataka, you are dividing Hinduism, you are absolutely wrong. Hinduism has 6 systems of Hindu philosophy. Hinduism has a distinct Shaiv sect and a Vaishnav sect. Hinduism has a Charvak school of materialists which denies even the validity of the Vedas. Hinduism has a Tantric school. Hinduism has a Shakt school. They all coexist as part of a great and a grand religion which has existed for 5,000 years. So don't denigrate Hinduism in order to criticize the Congress party. That's point number 1. Point number 2, when you do that, I take great objection now, and Mr. Nitish Kumar has spoken today, that he will never tolerate politics of dividing society which are openly communal, as was witnessed when Mr. Giriraj Singh made that comment 3 days ago, or what is happening today, where Mr. Ashwini Chaube's son has created communal riots in Bhagalpur. That is what you should be concentrating upon, rather than suddenly believing that Hinduism is being divided. I'm sorry, Rahul. It's divided.
I'm not seeking apologies. Apologies. Response in Kohli. In that order. Rahul Ishwar.
Rahul, you put forward Hinduism. I totally agree with Pawan Kheraji. I follow this, but our system follows this. But our system follow tantric schools. Do you mean to say that tomorrow somebody is going to say we are a division altogether? Unity that why do separatism? Unity that why do separatism? And who is Basaveshwara? Look at everything Basaveshwara did. He's He's Brahmachari Siddhesh line. Give me just one line, sir. Give me just one line. Let me point out 1990. Just one line. Just look at what Supreme Court says. Brahmachari of West Bengal Khadkar. Is a way of life. Hinduism is a way of life which includes tantric system, Lingayat, Swami and whole. Why do you do separate? British used to do it. They called it divide and rule policy. Called it divide and rule policy. Which wanted to unite it. When you say that some extreme Hindu communal statements are wrong. Statements are wrong. Anti-Muslim type. This is dividing Hindu. 2 wrongs doesn't make a right. One right.
And divideism.
No, you know what denigrating Hinduism is, sir? Hindu terror. When terror and then terror and then denigrating Hinduism. It's not, you know. No, but Mr. Verma, I heard you very patiently. You accuse me of denigrating Hinduism. No. Hinduist party did. The Congress party did when it came up with the term vile term,
No, sir.
Hindu
Use
terror.
of Hindu.
And Rahul Gandhi then flaunts his Janeo and talks about being
That's
a Shiv
another
Bhakt.
subject. Don't defend
Not
Rahul.
defending. I'm keeping point.
Terrorism is terrorism.
Mr.
I am
Kohli
saying
wants to
you,
come in.
as a student
He
of
wants
Hindu,
to-
cannot.
Who is Hindus? Rahul Gandhi and the Congress today creating a new religion. That is
Again, I
dividing.
don't think it is.
That is not
It
giving.
is the case.
Religion.
That is not
Shankar.
giving today to stand
He
up
says
for the
even
minority
said that-
rights of Hindus. Minority
said that
rights of Hindus in
every
several
Hindu is
states.
last
person.
That the Congress party is being important. Now, 1 minute.
Can I?
Mr. Kohli wants to. Pawan Balu.
down
Yeah,
to
just
the
Sabha,
basic
just a
point
quick
here.
comment, please.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say. So I just wanted to say, important point one is Mr. Rahul Gandhi following or both? Is he following the British model or the Anglo-Saxon model or the Anglo-Saxon model of divide and rule? Or model of will be asked whether that's he's inspired by the Western model of colonialism, or the second in Jain, because that seems
Okay. Mr. Fawad Halim. Mr. Fawad, take that question that Rahul Gandhi is adopting the Anglo-Saxon or Tukre Tukre to Bharatiya Janata Party.
Well, that the BJP is asking Rahul Gandhi, I think so. Rahul Gandhi and his party will answer that. As far as we are clear that they have a divisive agenda, they have been dividing the people of India. Concretely along caste and religious lines needs to be understood, and what we appreciate that there has been a large scale groundswell against its policy of in Madhya Pradesh, in Telangana, in West dominating in Maharashtra, and very categorically, there is a new language of divide. BJP speaks that they are going to provide
No, you are off tangent.
MSP at airports.
Invoking who's on the stump in Karnataka, not playing the hands of to take this forward and dividing. Dividing and further dividing.
If you allow me, as I said, allow me to complete speaking, I won't take more than 30. I won't take more than 30 seconds. Now, has Supreme Court that it is not possible for the government of India, that's Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, 50 over and but the Bharatiya Party is still lying to the people. That's a division that is already in front of BJP. That is already in front of BJP is the government of divisiveness with.
And you
Look
see
at the
no
NDA.
divisiveness
The
in
NDA
the Congress
divided today.
party's
Look at
decision.
what BJP reached.
Being hypocrite. This is moved today. Nothing
We are
hypocritical,
talking
sir.
about today. Not today.
No.
Today, the divisiveness that the leads within
But
itself.
what about the
divisiveness that the leads within
But what
itself,
about the
within
Congress?
the NDA,
What
is
about the
reflecting
Congress model?
on the structure, the divisiveness has impacted the Congress also. The BJP was 3 go.
Finally, we
So
have. Finally, we have
that
the
divisiveness
left
of the
jumping off
BJP
the
is
fence.
impacting
then
the
why is
Congress.
it that our Sabka Saath
So-
Sabka
so,
Vikas is not permeating the other? Permeating the other parties? They would allow even the Vikas.
Respond.
You see the
Respond.
on which the BJP is not made.
Okay.
The Bharatiya Janata
Well, look,
Party
look.
has reduced the number of functioning days in Parliament. They need to lead discussion in Parliament. Why are they scared of the no confidence motion? no confidence motion.
Let me ask the second burning question.
You can have the parliament function by the opposition.
Okay, one
This
second.
is the biggest irony. This is the biggest irony. You motion and
Let me bring in Dr. T.A.
Rahmani.
Rahmani.
The BJP.
The
Parliament.
Oh, both these two gentlemen need to come into the
Parliament.
Oh, both these two gentlemen need to come into the debate. Very picture, Dr. Raman. Let me ask you, Dr. Raman. Let me ask you, if Rahul Gandhi is really interested in opposing these so-called, why is he championing the breakup of the Hindu community? What is it?
Rahul, agree with me. I don't think that this can, cause a huge chasm in Hindus. It's an second. I think that this. I think that this is setting a very bad precedent. Extremely, if somebody is free to call himself not a Hindu. Now that doesn't mean you have to religion. Say, want to say, look, I don't want to be part of the Hindu religion. That's his wish. We have who say that that's fine. That's their right. That they have, it's a free right. That they have, it's a free can't mean that because of a religion problems with this. The Veerashaiva is wanting
Don't forget
from
that aspirations for the Muslim religious. Don't forget that. Let's not forget
Rahul,
that
1 minute.
the Congress party went against Supreme Court
1 minute.
along religious lines of this country, because that really genesis of 1902 reform, that is really a colonial. That is really a colonial issue. A colonial that party has worked towards. So let's not today put the fact that in Kerala, in Karnataka, between 11.5% to 19%, small influential community. Community.
But do you think, no, 1 minute. What I'm trying to be strongly with the decision of the giving the recognition of separation 9 or 10 week committee which was packed by people who possibly had some
That's the point. That's the point.
On and represented to the government.
Okay, I don't think he's connected with us. Mr. Pond said the religious card many times.
Rahul, please understand. Of all, saying I'm against all divisive politics. You are focusing today on this. Should have Ashwani has caused riots in Bhagalpur and Bihar. But nevertheless, even if focus, we have to explain that within Hinduism, called a religion, within the larger, the grand, cannot recognition of a sect within Hinduism, simply because it has allowed to disagree with each form, thought, Hinduism.
Not separatism.
Who rebelled against Hinduism was considered to be an avatar created by creation. It is showing a very
Rahul,
over the centuries.
Sir, it's one line. Sir, you are using our greatness to divide us. Using our apparatus. Using our apparatus.
No, 1 minute.
Please don't divide us.
Rahul.
Savannah, that's a good point. Before I take
The whole point
short
is that
break. Okay, I'm going to press under
Please,
pressure to take a short break. I come right back to this point in about 2.5 minutes. We'll also tell electoral impact this decision, and then our viewers will understand just how cynical and well timed this. Wait for that. We just come up with those numbers. Is the Congress guilty of dividing Hindus to win votes in Karnataka, to win the election? This psephological assessment that has been made by Jai Mruk will give you the entire scenario and the answer to this question. This is what it looked like. The Lingayat factor with the Lingayats, 132 out of 224, the 2014 BJP Lok Sabha projected for Karnataka Assembly figure. So if you looked at the Karnataka Lok Sabha election result, which was overwhelmingly in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and you projected it on an assembly map like we have done there, you will see that the BJP has a majority. And this majority it cobbled together because Yadurappa, prominent Lingayat leader, rejoined the party. Now the Congress was spooked after that. So it had to do something to neutralize the Yadurappa factor. They could not obviously get rid of him because he's a BJP leader. He is the main face and the chief ministerial candidate. So then they decided to bring about ostensibly this particular new denomination and gave it or bestowed upon it the tag of a religion. Now, if there is a basic 20% swing, and we go to graph 2, 20% Lingayat swing away from the BJP as a result of this move, you can see that the BJP's tally falls to 107 out of a possible full maximum strength of 224, and it falls below the halfway mark. So the BJP will lose its majority. If this swing is 30% against the BJP and in favor of the Congress, and we're talking about the Lingayat vote, then look at that number, 102, well under the majority mark. The BJP will never be able to win this election. Jai Mruk, what does this tell you? The Lingayats are an influential community. Someone used the term social justice, but they hardly need social justice. They're an influential, socially and politically influential community.
Yes, Rahul. The Lingayats are socially and economically powerful. You know, they run some of the most powerful educational institutions and mutts in northern Karnataka. The most important point to note is that when they deserted the BJP, I mean, when the Lingayat vote was fragmented in 2013, out of the three prominent regions of Hyderabad, Karnataka, Central and Mumbai, Karnataka, the BJP only had 21. But in 2014, when they came back in droves, the BJP had 79. Therefore, at least as far as the BJP is concerned, they are the key players, almost equivalent to what the Patels were to the BJP in Gujarat.
Well, thanks indeed, Jai. Jai, this puts it into perspective for us. That's why it became so important for the Congress to rush through with this resolution through its cabinet. Let's go back to our guests. Now, the charge that is being made, Mr. Pavan Verma and Mr. Nalin Kohli and Rahul Ishwar. Rahul Ishwar wants to come in. Yes, Rahul Ishwar, yes, go off. Get off the block. Yeah, you're off the block first.
Can I make a quick point?
Just one line. I would just like to add just one line.
30 seconds.
Just one. I would like to add just one line.
One line.
Just one line. 86 years before, 86 years before, when British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald introduced the Communal Award, Mahatma Gandhi went to Satyagraha in Pune, Yerwada jail, saying that he will die, but I won't allow Hindus to be divided. The father of the nation was ready to die so that Hindus are not divided. And unfortunately, the so-called followers of his ideology is following divide and rule. Mahatma Gandhi was ready to die so that Hindus are united. So, please remember, I hope Congress
as a journalist, let me pose this question. Is the Congress anti-Hindu? The BJP has been saying this all since yesterday. Is it anti-Hindu? Rahul has been wearing his janeo. His mother says there has been a very long campaign to paint the Congress as a Muslim party. Well,
Rahul,
I'm asking you.
I want to make one point.
Yes, I'm asking you.
Rahul, I have one point.
Can I make a quick point, Rahul?
Sabha Naqvi, Is the Congress anti-Hindu? Simple question.
One quick point, I'll be done.
Is it anti-Hindu?
Rahul, very simply, all the statistics that you've shown, no, you've shown a lot of statistics and I'm fascinated. You go anywhere and you declare any community, you declare a division between them and then you see what will happen. This is an organic movement that has been happening in Karnataka.
Organic?
So I have said right in the beginning, the timing is suspect.
No,
and
Rahul.
everybody is sitting here saying Hindus are being divided as if the Congress sat here and made a plan.
Of course
On
they
top.
did.
This was
Of
because
course
it was
they did.
organic, like it
Of
or not.
course they did.
Even
The Congress has been in
Ambedkar
government
converted
in
to
this
Buddhism.
particular state for
Like
many
I'm
years
saying,
in the
these are
past.
organic things
No,
that
one
happen.
second. Look, the
Rahul.
Congress is not a party like the Aam Aadmi Party
No,
that
no,
came up
let
3
me-
or 4
let me
years
make
back.
one quick point.
It's been in power for years altogether in Karnataka. Let's not forget that the BJP only really broke through the gates in Karnataka in the mid 2000s. So let's be a little honest about this.
Rahul,
You've had many Congress governments.
no.
This
May
was
I-
a long-standing
I mean,
demand.
so,
If it
no,
were
may I-
indeed, it should have
Because
been
the whole
granted back then.
narrative suggests a conspiracy.
No,
May
there
I
is a
come in?
conspiracy. Now you might be a
Rahul,
denier, but there is
Your
a
whole narrative
conspiracy.
suggests a conspiracy.
Mr. Pawan Verma,
Now
how is there
people
not a
only get
conspiracy?
divided if
Come
there
on,
are
the timing
divisions. No,
reeks
Rahul.
of
Ra-
opportunism
People get
Can I make a
divided.
point?
and
There is a
polarization.
whole-
Let's not gloss
If there
over
are
these
divisions
facts.
to be
Now,
exploited,
you have asked me
I
a
need to
question.
say-
Can I
You know,
answer, please?
Pawan
people
Verma,
are
You
divided
asked
if
me
there
a
are
question.
divisions to be
Can I
exploited.
answer,
Rahul, I
please?
need to make a point.
1 minute.
You-
Yes,
If
Pawan Verma.
you've asked
One
me a
quick point,
question,
Rahul.
may I answer, please?
Yes, please, Mr. Verma.
First of all, identity politics in this country are exploited by political parties very often wrongly in order to maximize electoral dividends. इस हमाम में सब नंगे हैं. Can't point a finger only at one.
नहीं, Rahul
If you are
Gandhi says
doing
अब
so
मैं
at the
नंगा नहीं
Congress
हूँ.
today,
He
I'm
says,
sure.
I have worn a shroud
just a
of
second.
inclusiveness.
Just a second, sir. Sir,
He's no longer naked.
I understand your animosity towards Rahul Gandhi, but
No
at least let your
animosity, sir.
panelists
No
speak.
animosity. We're just checking
I am
facts.
saying to you, then let me speak. Let me complete the argument. Every party that uses identity politics to divide society for electoral dividend says, "मैं नंगा नहीं हूँ," and all of them do it. So let's not isolate it. Secondly, Rahul, you must understand what has happened in Karnataka. You may like or you may not like. The decision can be reversed or revoked. But ask any Lingayat today, are you a Hindu or not? And he will say or she will say, I am a Hindu. Because Hinduism allows for distinct sects to develop. Take for instance the entire Dalit movement inspired by Dr. Ambedkar.
No
It was
objection, sir, to
recently
what you're
just now
saying.
somebody said, I think Rahul Ishwaran, that we,
No,
just let me finish sir, I'll take 10 seconds, that there should be no separate electorates.
Yeah.
Because the Dalits at one time believed that in Hinduism there was a certain preferential treatment given even as part of religious narrative and mythology to people of upper caste, ignoring Dalit rights and
Yes.
voices. But even today, with that right point made
I agree.
legitimately, they are all Hindus.
But the Lingayats were
Hinduism
not-
is
but the
incapable
Lingayats
of
had an
division.
influential-
So that's
We
the
were
basic
wrong.
fact
Social.
of
But we
Hinduism.
corrected it.
Rahul,
We corrected it. In this particular
Rahul, I
instance,
just want
the
to point out
Lingayats
to
were
Rahul.
not
Avan
people
Kheraji,
who were
we
on
were
the
wrong.
margins.
We corrected it through
Rahul.
Pune
They were
Pact.
not people. But I come back to the main proposition.
corrected it
Is
through
the Congress
Pune Pact.
anti-Hindu? Why does
Rahul,
the BJP
Rahul,
believe that the Congress
one
is
quick
anti-Hindu?
point.
Let
And
me
what
bring
is
in
far
Mr.
more
Nalin Kohli.
dangerous for this
Mr. Nalin
Pawan Kheraji,
Kohli,
we
why
were
do you
wrong.
believe
No, one
that the
point.
Congress is
Rahul, one last
anti-Hindu?
point.
Why are you using this
One
as an
last
example
point.
to
Can I
paint
make
the
one
party as
point? I have
anti-Hindu?
one point.
There are
Explain
only
to us.
two divisions in Hinduism.
Tell our panel. Tell our panel.
Rahul,
There are only two divisions in
Nalin Kohli
Hinduism.
wants to
Mr.
come in. Let him speak.
Well, Mr.
Gentlemen.
Rahul
The
Shivshankar.
ultra-right, hard-wing,
Rahul,
exclusionist
can I
Hindus
make a point?
and
Mr.
the
Shivshankar.
mainstream
Rahul, I
Hindus.
need to come in.
There are only
One
two
quick-
divisions.
Okay, let him speak. Let him respond to you, Mr. Pawan Verma.
May I?
The Congress
So,
is
okay,
being
may I just
branded
quickly make a
anti-Hindu.
point?
Why?
Can
Yes,
I finish?
Mr. Kohli.
Hey, Rahul, do you think
No, let me give 3 or 4 propositions, some which I have stated,
आ रहे
and
हैं
bring
आपके
them
पास,
all
सर, आ
together.
रहे हैं।
So if you don't want me to,
May
there
I?
is no
मैं
further.
अभी आ रहा हूँ,
keep
आपका
sitting over
कनेक्शन
here.
लूज हो गया था, मुझे
May
बताया जा रहा
I? May
था।
I just make my 2-3 propositions?
Yes. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay.
Nalin Kohli.
So I have 2-3 points to bring in. First of all is, as I said, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is trying to manufacture a mandate. He believes it's a design. You can bring up issues on a table, on a drawing board, and you just do it, because that's his concept of leadership. When you say about anti-Hindu, you have to ask the counter question. Would Mr. Rahul Gandhi dare to do anything related to, say, Islam or Christianity or Buddhism or Jainism? Certainly. Would he dare to? Or is he going to only do it one way? The third question that comes up is, what is this model? And he has to answer. Is it the Anglo-Saxon model of divide and rule? Or is it the Bharat ke tukde kar de JNU model? He stood side by side with all those who called for India's breakdown. And what he's practicing is the age-old Anglo-Saxon model, which is absolutely an antithesis to what was the Congress party of the freedom movement, the Congress party of the Mahatma Gandhi,
can I quickly
not the
comment,
Nehru
Rahul?
Gandhi family.
Yes.
So therefore, these
Quick
are
counter
serious
coming your way.
questions, and he
Mr.
has
Kohli,
to answer
quick
them.
counter
He
coming
can't
your way.
run away
Pawan
from
Verma
it
wants to come
because
in.
the
Dr.
timing
Devani
is
going.
totally suspect.
Mr. Nitish Kumar,
If at the fag end
Mr.
of this, the
Nitish
Siddaramaiah
Kumar,
government
I
needs
just
to do
want to
this,
say one thing.
it only reaffirms,
very
confirms
eloquent person, too much
unequivocally
time to Pawan
it's a
Verma.
failed government.
Okay, Mr.
A
Pawan
government that
Verma wants
doesn't
to
work
come
for
in.
farmers, for those in the urban part, for the
Okay.
IT
Rahul, I need
part,
to make a
or
point.
any part of Karnataka.
Pawan Verma comes in with a rebuttal.
Rahul, Mr.
Rahul, I want
Mr.
to make a
Nitish
point.
Kumar once clarified that within the mainstream, within the great design of Hinduism, today there emerge only two dangerous divisions. That is between the Kattarvadi Hindu and the Udarvadi Hindu. That's the only division that we should look at. The rest are all
And where is
included in
Nitish
the
Kumar
grand
today?
fold of Hinduism.
Where is Nitish Kumar today with the Kattarvadi Hindu or Udarvadi Hindu? Also, let Pawan Verma
today-
answer that. Where is Nitish Kumar today?
Very good
with
point.
Kattarvadi or
Yeah,
Udarvadi?
I would like to answer that. I would like to answer that. He has clarified today
Everybody
and
knows
before
the answer,
with
Mr. Verma.
emphasis and
You need
clarity
not bother.
that he
Everybody
is
knows
against
the answer. Nitish
excuse me,
Kumar
sir. Excuse me,
is the
sir.
biggest hypocrite of
Let
them
me
all.
answer, sir.
Nitish
He
Kumar
might
is
be
the
having
biggest
second
Let me
hypocrite
thoughts.
of
ask
them
a
all.
question, at least
He
have
might
the
be having
decency to
second
hear the
thoughts.
answer.
Sanjeev Srivastava, he might be having
Arey, yaar.
second thoughts. This next big breaking news is big.
Rahul,
Is
Yeah,
big.
because
I'll tell you.
I'll tell you.
Listen to
I need to
this.
make a quick
This.
point.
Listen to this.
Yes,
Listen to
Mr.
this.
You're
Big
right.
breaking
Kumar
news
has
coming in on this
always-
show. How
I
well
can
timed
bet
this
with you.
is.
Nitish
As
I
we
can
are on,
bet with
as
you,
we are on
Rahul.
the point of
Nitish Kumar
Nitish
is
Kumar,
again going to
big
jump
news
sides
breaking.
in the
Let's
next
break
few
it.
weeks
It's a
or months.
sensational development.
Next few weeks
Just
or
days
months, Nitish
after
Kumar
the
will again
TDP
jump
broke
sides.
away.
He's the biggest opportunist.
Okay,
and
listen
the
to
biggest
this.
hypocrite of them all.
Then when Sanjeev Srivastava, you might be pleased to hear this. Just days after Naidu broke away from the NDA, another BJP ally, it seems, is nursing a grudge. Let's fire the breaking news plate. There it comes on your screens. Who is this man? His name is Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. He's admitted he faced pressure from the BJP to contest a bypoll in Araria against his wishes and his party's tradition. And that tradition is very straightforward. If a sitting legislator passes away, usually the JDU does not contest that seat out of respect for the departed. But he's told us that the BJP forced him to contest this seat against his own wishes and against, most importantly, a long-held and observed tradition. Listen to Nitish Kumar. This is very, very interesting. He's griping, he's embarrassed, he's probably insecure, and he thinks he's bet the wrong horse. Let's play out that soundbite.
प्रदेश पार्टी ने तय किया, हम लोग कभी खड़ा नहीं होते हैं। जब किसी जनप्रतिनिधि की मृत्यु हो जाती है, उसके बाद हम लोग अवॉइड करते हैं उसमें खड़ा होने का। तो निर्णय तो कर लिया था कि हम लोग नहीं लड़ेंगे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी का जबरदस्त आग्रह होने लगा, तो उस समय फिर पार्टी ने सोचा कि भाई अगर इनकी बात को हम नहीं मानेंगे तो कल अगर कोई परिणाम आएगा उसके लिए सारा ब्लेम आएगा इधर ही। इसलिए जानते हुए कि क्या होना, हम लोगों ने इन सब चीजों को स्वीकार किया।
Well, the rivals of the BJP have no trust, have no faith, have no confidence in the BJP, and they're going to prove it tomorrow. But it seems that the allies also don't trust the BJP anymore. Let's go back to our panel. Let's go back to our panel, and I want to bring in Sanjeev Srivastava there. Sanjeev Srivastava, yes, I'm going to ask you now. Is Nitish Kumar aware that perhaps the poll wind is blowing the other way and he's made a big mistake? Is it a possibility? You heard his words.
Rahul, the manner in which Nitish Kumar has consistently backed the wrong horse in the last 4 years, I would be very suspicious and skeptical about the chances of non-BJP forces if Nitish Kumar changes sides again at this time.
Point?
You know, the opposition non-BJP forces should pray that Nitish Kumar stays put with the BJP.
Pawan Verma,
then
what's
their
happening?
chances will be better. Having
Pawan
said
Verma,
that, can I just quickly
Can I just
quickly say one thing?
Can I make a quick point?
Okay, Rahul.
He'll explain. He wants
I
to
will
explain. Sanjeev Srivastava, he wants to
Let me
explain.
answer your question, Rahul.
Please go ahead, sir.
I want to make a quick point.
I am saying that Mr. Nitish Kumar clarified 3 points today in his press conference. He said he took a decision at the time when he joined the BJP, keeping primarily the interests of Bihar. Secondly, he said that within this alliance, he will not tolerate or change or in any way condone communal politics. That has remained his standard principle throughout. He made that point clear. Thirdly, on the by-election that took place, today he has made public that he fought under the pressure of the BJP and was not happy with the results because he had made it clear. Now this can happen within a larger alliance. In fact, yes, please.
I want to make a point here. Supposing he had won, would he have given this press conference?
If he had won, he wouldn't have
He
said
had
this.
won. This is a very, very pathetic press conference of someone who has lost. Either he should have stood his ground, he is the chief minister, and said, I'm not going to contest. Here he goes and says, oh, I actually didn't want to. The BJP made me do it. Now we've lost. So now I'm going to try and show that I'm a little different. That's what he's doing.
Kumar has lost all political credibility and relevance today.
Relevance and credibility both gone.
This is a complete
very low political credibility.
Your rivals have no confidence.
I want you to bring back
That is their prerogative.
because I want to make a quick point.
Yes, quick point. Sanjeev Srivastava, quick point, and I'll bring in Nalin Kohli right after that.
Quick point on Karnataka. See, you rightly brought back the debate to Karnataka with J. Mrug's analysis and the fact that Yadurappa is the face of BJP in Karnataka. Now, Yadurappa is a Lingayat, so a popular face, but at the same time, he is being seen by quite a segment of Karnataka's population as somebody who is corrupt. So, the BJP was as it is on a back foot in Karnataka, and now with this, whether you call it political one-upmanship or whatever opportunism, but I don't think that it can divide the Hindus.
Okay,
the
well, sir, that's a difference. Now we move beyond. I'm more interested now in what's going on within the NDA. Mr. Nalin Kohli, are you arm twisting your allies? Are you arm twisting your allies, Mr. Nalin Kohli? Because we are seeing that repeatedly. That's the complaint that we're getting. The Badals, i.e. the Akalis,
to be divided along these
the Thakres,
small political issues.
I need to make one point on
you have
Karnataka.
Jitam Ram Manji who has disappeared from under your rubric.
One point on Karnataka.
Mr. Naidu has also fled the scene. Now you have Nitish Kumar, who's not happy. Who's not happy, Mr. Kohli? What's going on?
Well, no, Mr. Shivshankar, first of all is on the TDP's issue, we've had debates also and pointed out that under the 14th Finance Commission, the special category state is not possible, but you can have a special package. And that's what the Finance Minister, Mr. Jaitley, has repeatedly pointed out. Our concern for the people of Andhra Pradesh has been consistent and it still stands there. With regard to your query on Mr. Nitish Kumar's just now reaction, which we heard on your channel, I think we need to bear in mind every party will obviously have a point of view and we are entitled to have a strong point of view in which we believe. But once a decision is taken, it's obviously a joint decision. There can't be a unhappy party to a decision that is jointly contested. So
he's clearly unhappy, and let me tell you, there are other ways of going around.
Pointing out there, that's a point of view that he has.
14th Finance Commission, you could have gone and appealed to the 15th Finance Commission. Nothing written in stone, and politics is the art of the possible.
Rahul.
Rock in a hard place is a refrain.
Yes,
Dr. Raman.
Dr. Raman. Point on Karnataka.
Yes, no, we move beyond Karnataka, Dr. Raman.
One quick point on Karnataka.
Then you say, I didn't want
we
to.
move beyond Karnataka right now.
Analysis. Sabha, just 1 minute. No, this is one quick point because I
BJP
want to point
held a
out
gun
an
to his
anomaly
head.
in the analysis
What did
that
the
you put
BJP
out.
do to Nitish
Look,
Kumar?
you've taken the
Did they hold a gun?
Lingayats
He's the chief
as one
minister.
block. The
Did they hold
Lingayats
a
are
gun to
actually.
his head? I want to know this.
1 second, please.
Did the Bharatiya Janata Party
second,
hold a gun to the
one
head
second.
of Shri
Okay,
Nitish
one second,
Kumar
Mr.
that
Raman.
he went and contested
Mr. Raman,
an
that's the
election
point.
against his
What
will?
is happening within the NDA today? It seems to be
No,
unraveling.
let's make a point.
Is there going to be
I
an
want to
NDA
know
in
this from
2019?
Nitish Kumar and Pawan Verma.
Or is everyone fleeing?
Who
is
has
everyone
held a gun to
decamping?
Nitish Kumar's head? You know?
Mr. Kohli,
I'm asking a very simple question
Yes.
here. Did the
I mean,
BJP
you'll
hold
have
a
to
gun
repeat.
to
I couldn't
Nitish
hear
Kumar
your
and make
question
him fight
because
an
of the
election,
crosstalk.
which he apparently never wanted to fight?
okay, so let him answer
I
now.
want to know this. Or is he so
If you
weak a
allow
chief
him to
minister,
answer,
he
I have 30
couldn't say
seconds
no
on the
then?
show. We won't get an
Now
answer.
that he's
So.
been defeated, he has to find an alibi.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
not
I'd
going
be
to get
happy
an
to
answer.
answer.
I just want to know
Sabha,
this.
may I answer the
really,
question?
you know.
I've heard it 3 times. Yeah, I've got that. There is no holding a gun to anybody's head in a democracy. That doesn't happen in India for sure. I mean, at least not that we are aware of. There may be parties that
asking
do
the
that.
JDU.
The second part is, as far as we are concerned, I mean, what decision is taken, we
can
take our
answer.
decisions jointly. If it was, we will both have our strong points of view as political entities. But if a decision is taken jointly, then we live with the decision.
Yeah.
Either we celebrate it or we have lessons to learn for the future. That's all.
The underlying assumption is that Nitish Kumar
Absolutely.
has broken the pact and has come out and vented his spleen. Now, has he done it because he is trying to save face, as Mr. Srivastava says, or is he doing it because he perceives that there was pressure, unjustifiably so, on him, and he doesn't really want any more for the BJP to be
I think
stepping
he's
on his
just
toes?
stated what he believes in.
Well,
He-
absolutely.
the actual
He's a
situation of what
frustrated
happened.
man.
You
He's
might
a
be right.
frustrated man who has been taking all the
Frustrated
wrong
man.
political
Okay, well,
decisions.
Him any
I
longer.
just
last
hope
2
the
years,
NDA can
and
stay
he now
together at
again
this
wants
rate.
to
We may
switch
not have an
sides.
NDA beyond the next few months. Shatrughan Sinha from Bihar already looking at the exit door. We leave it at that. The news are coming up. Don't go away.